Video game hells. They're violent, they're disturbing, and they're incredibly scary. Welcome to my first ever YouTube video, and today we're going to be breaking down 5 depictions of hell and ranking them based on survival rates. So without wasting any more of your time, let's just get straight into the ranking. Doom Eternal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to say right now that Doom Eternal has to be the best FPS I've ever played. It is one of the greatest video games I've experienced this decade. It has so much enemy variety. Every single weapon in this game is ridiculously addictive. For example, that shotgun where it has that meat hook and you fly around the arena. Oh, it's a good time. The BFG, it blows everyone up in a fraction of a second. The boss fights are all fucking amazing. The Icon of Sin is one of my favorite bosses in an FPS. And I'm not even talking about the DLC. In the DLC, we quite literally have an Avengers Endgame set piece, where we get every single soldier from the Doom lore coming in to assist us in the final battle. It's epic. It's awesome. But I'll tell you something that I love the most about Doom, and it's hell. Hell in Doom is everything I want hell to be. It's grotesque, it's terrifying. Could we survive there? Fuck no. The demons here are overwhelming and monstrous and huge. Every single thing in hell wants to tear you apart and feed off your very soul. For example, there are these machines in hell that are literally designed to torture you from eternity and harvest your suffering as an energy source. The only heaven you could possibly get sent to, you have to be chosen by the makers. The beings who have created hell and created heaven, which is kind of like basic religion, but in Doom it's terrifying. Because if they reject you, then you suffer for eternity or you become a demon. It's fucking terrifying. When you die in this universe, you either suffer for eternity or you become a demon. I would not wish Doom's hell on my worst fucking enemy, man, which is why it's going in the please kill me tier. Now, if you thought Doom was bad, if you thought Doom was depressing, miserable, the worst fate any human could endure, then let me, dear viewer, introduce you to the world of Scorn. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now because Scorn deserves love. Scorn is one of my favourite horror games ever made. It is, without question. It has some of my favourite architecture in a game, period. This entire game is inspired by HR Giga's lovely artwork. I mean, I know it's not lovely from the traditional sense, but I fucking love HR Giga's work, man. I'm a huge art enthusiast, and this guy is definitely up there for some of my favourite creators. And what the team behind Scorn attempts to do and does wonderfully is adapt HR Giga's artwork into its own game. A game with its own unique laws, own unique ambitions. A game that doesn't give a fuck about you. If anything, this game hates you. Scorn quite literally means hatred. You are punished by existing in this world. And you're punished for playing it. The protagonist of Scorn has one of the most miserable births ever recorded in fiction. The protagonist of Scorn is quite literally born into torture. He rips his own umbilical cord out of his chest. And then he falls out of his birth chamber into a 20 feet drop where he nearly dies. The following journey for this protagonist is so miserably lonely. He has no friends. The only person he ever interacts with in this entire game is the person who's trying to kill him. The protagonist has a parasite attached to his body, slowly tearing it away over time, feeding off his very essence of life. This parasite will actually be the thing that kills our protagonist and creates a god being, where our protagonist suffers for eternity as the parasite and our protagonist merge, creating a transcendence of life. Now, is Scorn the most perfect video game ever made? Fuck no. It has so many problems. This game can be boring at times, I will say it. There are levels in this game that are so poorly designed to the point where you have no idea where you're going, no idea what you're doing. And the combat in this game is genuinely one of the worst combats I've ever played in the game. Not the worst. There's an entry coming up which is way fucking worse than Scorn in every possible way. But despite all of those flaws, which are kind of irrelevant, but I wanted to voice my opinions on this game, I just have to say that being born in Scorn is one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. It is one of the worst depictions of hell I have ever seen in fiction. It is depressing, it's lonely. At least in some of the other entries on this list, you can kind of resonate with other people's suffering, but you can't even do that in Scorn. You're alone and everything wants to kill you. The only two endings in Scorn are either you suffer for eternity, merging with this parasite in this unimaginable cycle of pain, or you simply wander the terrains alone until you die of starvation and thirst. So for all of those reasons, I'm putting Scorn in the please kill me tier. I wouldn't wish this on my worst fucking enemy. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is one of the freakiest games I've ever played. This game actually gave me nightmares when I was a kid. When I played this game for the first time when I was like 10 years old, this game scared the fuck out of me. Every single enemy in this game gave me nightmares. Pyramid Head was the harbinger of fear in my dreams. I have very fond memories of Silent Hill 2, but one thing I could never quite get my head around was the story. When I was a kid, I had no idea who James Sunderland was. I had no idea why he was here because I was a kid. However, now I am a grown adult, a 21-year-old man-child. And ladies and gentlemen, I finally understand what this game is trying to say. And let me tell you right now that Silent Hill 2 is awful. This is the last place anyone would ever want to be, because Silent Hill 2 is a purgatory. It's a town that is designed to feed off your grief, your trauma, your depression. Your greatest sins are manifested in this world as real demons that feed off your essence of life, feed off your insecurities. And I genuinely think that's what makes Silent Hill 2 so unnerving. Because every single aspect of Silent Hill is personal. Every single manifestation, every single thing that Silent Hill creates is a part of you. It's a manifestation, a symbolic representation of who you are as a person. This is the worst version of rehab to ever exist in fiction. But here's the thing, you can't leave. If you try, your mind will create barriers, it will create fractures to keep you within the confines of Silent Hill. And what makes Silent Hill 2 even more terrifying, there's reasons and reasons to why this is probably the worst version of hell on this list, is that the longer you stay there, the more fucked up it becomes. The further we progress into Silent Hill, the more the environment switches as our grief and manifestation takes further control. Some of the environments in Silent Hill 2 are quite literally hell. It starts off as a creepy, unsettling town. However, the further we progress, this town just shifts into a demonic atmosphere. An atmosphere where I'm very shocked that Satan himself didn't appear to say hello to James. Silent Hill 2 is a fucking masterpiece, bro. If you haven't played this game, do yourself a favor and pick it up. So for all of those reasons, I'm putting Silent Hill 2 in I'm cooked. Agony. Let me tell you guys a little story. On my 14th birthday, I only got one game because I was convinced this game would be succulent. I was convinced this game would cure my boredom. I was convinced I would be playing this game to this day. And let me just say right now that Agony is one of the worst fucking games I've ever played. It is one of the most miserable experiences I've ever embarked on, to the point where I've given up on every single playthrough in less than an hour. It's a game with not only bad gameplay, A poorly thought out story that still doesn't even make sense to me. I've been on every single feed for the Agony lore, the Agony subreddit. I've been everywhere to discover what this story is, what it's trying to say, and what the 7 endings to this game actually mean. And I'm gonna tell you right now, even the biggest fans of Agony have no fucking idea what this game is about. You cannot find anywhere what these endings mean. Go watch any ending on YouTube, they'll all tell you to stop watching. It's a bad game, bro. It's one of the worst fucking games ever made, but here's the thing. The game has good lore. This game is a biblical depiction of hell. That's such a good idea. That is such a genius idea, a biblical depiction of hell. We've all wondered what hell would be like. We've all been to church and heard the pastor talk about hell, and it sounds terrifying. It sounds intriguing in a way we can't possibly describe. What could eternal misery look like? What could eternal suffering look like? Well, here's the thing. Agony isn't the hell you think it's going to be. A game set in hell should be terrifying. It should be so scary. Every single minute of this game should be nightmare fuel. But here's the thing, Agony kind of feels like a weird fucked up vacation. This doesn't feel like hell, this doesn't feel like eternal suffering. This feels like fucking South Park's version of hell. I feel like I can party with Satan in this fucking hell, it's weird. So for all of those reasons, Agony is gonna have to go in very high chance. Minecraft. Okay, so I think we should end this list with something a little more light-hearted, a little more child-friendly, if you will. Because Jack Black's The Nether in Minecraft isn't as bad as you think it is. Sure, on the surface, it looks terrifying. It looks awful. There's mobs everywhere. There are these square, like, octopus things shooting lava balls at you. It looks terrifying. It looks intimidating. But here's the catch. The Nether is actually easy. Because when you start the game, you're not in the Nether. You're in the Minecraft world, baby. Which means you can harvest resources. You can develop your character, you can gather XP, you can make overpowered loot. You can prepare for the Nether in so many different ways, which really diminishes its difficulty. The Nether isn't a fucking challenge in Minecraft at all. You can leave whenever you want. In Silent Hill 2 you can't leave, in Scorn you can't leave, but in Minecraft if you want to leave you can just walk through the portal and you're gone. But let's have a little bit of fun. Let's say you do go to the Nether when you're unprepared. Let's say the portal broke and you were stuck here with the fucking villain from the Minecraft movie and all of the mobs. Yes, you would have a difficult time. Yes, you would probably suffer, but it's not that bad, guys. You can leave the Nether whenever you want. There's always a way out of this hell. And hey, you can just die. You can die and respawn and it will all be okay. You will be taken back to the real world. It's going to be okay. Am I getting passionate talking about the Nether in Minecraft? Yes. Is it 12 AM? Am I incredibly fucking tired? Yes. Is it my first video and I'm kinda nervous? Yes. But here's the thing. I love Minecraft's Nether. It's a great depiction of hell. It's a great contrast to Minecraft's real world. I fucking love it. The mobs are really creative. The lore is genius. When enemies die in the Nether, their souls are sucked into the sand. It's genius, it's awesome, and I love it. However, it's not so much of a challenge, and you can escape quite easily. In fact, it's probably the only entry on this list that you can escape. So for all of those reasons, I'm putting Minecraft in This Ain't Hell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. This is my first attempt at making YouTube videos. This is actually the first fucking video on my channel, so if you guys could show me some support, maybe join the coffee gang, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of doing some branding, because I'm gonna be honest guys, I drink a fuckload of caffeine whenever I record. I've recorded this video over the span of like 3 days, and I've always chugged back the coffee. So if I'm hyper if I'm getting super into this recording and I'm getting really hyper. That's why, guys, and hopefully you enjoy it and stick around for more because I've got so many lists. Anyway, guys, I'm a new channel. Give it a like, give it a comment. Hell, even give me a subscribe. Let's build a community and talk about more shit. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. Keep drinking coffee and God bless your families. And hopefully I'll see you in the next upload. Take care.